Good evening and welcome viewers to the official coverage of Rain Light Racing's 2026 MATCHFIT Entertainment LMU series here. It is season 12, should I say. It is round 4 here at Interlagos tonight. I'm Davo, J-Man, always by my side. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, evening, Davo. Good evening once again, viewers. Welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Fantastic piece of racetrack here for us tonight, and just paid witness to a very high-intensity practice session, Davo. And look, guys out there really making the most of those cooler conditions as they did run deep into the darkness there with that session. Obviously the qualifying session coming up very shortly, and that's going to be once again a massive battle. Steve Crossland topped the excuse me, the top of the board there with a 134.7 in
very nice
practice session. Matty Clark, no stranger to being up the pointy end there over Nathan Bewley. Hayden Crossland, I believe, is in the B Crossland car. So a couple of Crosslands out there, famous Crossies. Got a famous nephew out there at the moment as well, as we do see the cars about to roll out for this 10-minute qualifying session. And hey, look, the big news around the pit lane at the moment is that big chance of rain here for the race coming up after the quali. And I tell you what, that will be really interesting to see these guys. So much talent, so much speed out there. How do they control all of that in trying conditions tonight? But nonetheless, we do see the rollout. Who have you got? Is that Nathan Bewley chasing? Oh, Harry Lawrence. Now that fascinates me because I was just talking to one of the drivers and they thought that Harry Lawrence
was out
for the season. And he is on shared points for the lead of this championship right now with Nathan Bewley, and a 9-point deficit back to Matty Clark. It's going to really spice this one up, and I'll tell you what, if you can't hear it, I have got a smile on my face to see Harry Lawrence out there in the Mercedes, Davo. A very quick driver, and look, I think that's just up the ante for tonight. I am pumped up for this one.
Yeah, look, maybe young Harry has just sort of, had a second thought about, where he is standing in the series and his decision on maybe stepping aside, and thought, you know what, bugger that, I'm in for the long haul. So yeah, definitely good to see the black Mercedes out there again tonight, J-Man. This is going to be a cracker. Interlagos, fairly technical circuit, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting race, I think. Did you mention there might be a chance of rain? I'm not sure.
Well, if I look at the server setting, is anything to go by, it did state that the practice and qualifying sessions were 100% dry, and look, temperatures are down for all these sessions, around 14 ambient with about 26 tracks. So tyre, we're going to be not so bad in these conditions, but it did say 100% chance of rain in the feature race. And look, if we're trusting, which we tend to be a little trusting, Davo, we could expect something pretty special. So what does that mean for quali? Look, qualifying is still pretty special. It's your chance to go out there and obviously get yourself up towards the front of what is a pretty good looking grid right now, Davo. So what have we got? Out there? Okay, we'll just get some numbers on the actual official numbers out there once they start coming through, because obviously LMU does like to trick us with cars sitting in the pit lane in case somebody turns up late. But
it's looking at about 15 so far, I think, on my board.
Yeah, and look, I think Monday nights was a footy night for Harry, so maybe something's come up there, and he's blessed us with his presence right now to go out there and get amongst it with these guys out there. But look, there isn't much separating the top part of this field. There are still some fantastic battles throughout this championship that we'll touch on throughout the night. Look, they were commencing out on track and on the totem off off the cameras as far as the champs are concerned, and you know it is round 4 of what is a 10-round series, I believe, Davo. So
Yes.
we're already approaching the halfway mark in the series. The business end, you know, start putting them off. The gaps start getting more realistic about where they're going to end up. So here we go. 37-1 for Matty Clark. We talked to him off camera just a little earlier, and he was sort of hoping somewhere around, I think, was he at mid-36 or something in quality trim, somewhere around there. So a little bit of work to do, but
yeah, solid time straight up, J-Man. Rowe has been very handy over the past few weeks, and no surprise to see him there in provisional second. J-Man, like you mentioned, Steve Crossland, famous Crossy, topped the pre-race practice board a little bit earlier. So plenty going on. Usual suspect, Ben, should I say Hayden Crossland? J-Man, you did mention, so B Crossland is actually Hayden Crossland behind the wheel in the 777 Aston Martin, J-Man. So it will be interesting to see how the young fella goes. I think Crossy's nephew, I think, is that right?
I believe so, yeah, I believe so, and a lot of racing history in that family, and you know, very much a racing family on the sim and in real life. So pretty cool to see. I'm sure it'll be a proud moment for Crossy to go out there and race with another one of the family. So
Definitely.
Pretty cool stuff. Big shout out to you guys watching him from Brisbane, mate. Always good to have you tuning in. Also, always present. We do appreciate that. That is Sue Clark, and also Lisa
Teague.
Yep. So big Teague support was always and always good support for Maddie.
Yeah, we love it.
Actually, Teague just rolled out of that before the last one. I just wonder if he looked up the road and just saw maybe a car up there wanted a little bit more gap. But yeah, that was a little awkward. Heading into turn 14, obviously turn 15, really late. 15 turns, 4.3 kilometres to the circuit. Very good average speed round here. The cars flow very, very well. I think the Centre S's work very well at the sector 1, and then obviously I think the hot spots tonight, Davo, that I think we're going to see a bit of action will always be turn 8 and then turn 10. The two sharp right-handers in the mid-sector. Sector 2 of the lap, they will be hot spots for passing.
Yeah, look, it is quite a technical second sector here at Interlagos, and look, overall the circuit quite technical. Even the fast stuff can be a little bit tricky at times, J-Man. But definitely that second sector, just with those switchback corners and a little bit of camber change throughout, will keep the boys on their toes, as we might see. I suppose as the tyre deck starts to kick in a little bit. Camera on Sam Carson at the moment, just in the top 10.
Yeah, and this is a car that you know, talked to Sam a little earlier in the evening as well. And on paper, this is a car that functions very well on the wind, apparently. So yeah, hoping for good things. Sam's really starting to get his head round. Said he learned a lot in the last 3 weeks with LMU. Obviously, he's a very consistent and accomplished ACC racer, and dabbles in a fair bit of racing with multi-platforms, so good to see. But
the multi-platform boys, they do like a challenge, don't they, J-Man? Like,
yeah,
I'm not sure. It's
another one.
Yeah, Carso, I think, yeah, and like Lee Perkins, I think they dabble in iRacing, ACC, and LMU. So the guys stay pretty busy. I think actually Perko doesn't mind steering a rally car as well, just to shake it up a little bit more. So yeah, those guys are definitely up for a challenge.
Yeah, and I need to just correct myself on something I said before. I was just too wrapped up in the numbers. So talking to Matty earlier, he said predictively, I think, on similar pace to what he's run here in seasons before, he would be not disappointed to see himself run a 33.6. Now he's in there on a 34.0, so tyre and timer probably at their peak at the moment. Obviously a couple of minutes to go in the session.
Yeah, not long ago.
Matty have that thing right in the window, he's about to back another lap. He did go magenta sector 1, so session best 34.1, so he's just a tenth away from his personal best there. However, he's got around about what's he got, 9 tenths, 7 3/4 tenths to Costas Macrolos. So Macrolos has got the Lamborghini working here, Dave.
Definitely.
That's positive. Crossland, the guy, the fast guy from the practice now, jumps up there.
No surprise to see him back up in second in qualifying. Looking a little bit sketchy there coming out of 1 and 2. Aston looks like it might be trying to kill him tonight, but I'm sure eyes will be firmly forward with nephew Hayden on the grid as well, and we'll be looking to set a good example. So nice work, front row, Matty Clark, Steve Crossland. Provisionally third is Macrolos, and fourth Bewley, third and fourth respectively there, J-Man.
Macrolos is very good in sector 1 by his own standard as well, personal best in there, and he has got that thing all lit up, sector 1. So, and if my numbers are correct, he is mega through sector 1. Okay, they've just adjusted, so he's about 3 tenths away from Matty Clark, sector 1.
Only a few seconds to run in this qualifying session, J-Man. Welcome, viewers. Welcome.
Okay, he's aborted that lap with 8 seconds to go. He would have crossed the line, I believe, but obviously didn't have any more in it. And it comes in. So Matty Clark, has he done enough? He actually owns sector 1 and sector 3 over Crossland.
So Crossland across the line. Bewley still out on track in the Lexi.
Yeah, and magenta sector 1 too, I might add. So if he's got time to run this thing out, this is a very, very good start to the lap. And we'll see what that looks like.
We'll soon find out.
Yeah, so he is slightly quicker. As you can see by the magenta is sector 1 from, well, you can't see, but I can, in sector 1.
I can see that one, yep.
Yeah, gonna get a sector 2 split. What does he run?
Any second here. So definitely got the rubber band wound up in the Lexus here tonight. Oh, PB in
47.4 plays a 47.3.
That's correct.
This is going to be tight with Matty Clark. He is on the predictive numbers going to go to either P1 or P2 here. He's going to eclipse the times of Macrolos and Crossland and go and threaten Matty for the pole here. And he just tucks in behind.
Matty Clark there.
Over. Yep.
Yeah, so nice work from Nathan there. Yeah, definitely had the rubber band wound up on that one, and all the boys, including Ken Worcester, there wrap up their qualifying J-Man. We will just quickly run through them. You can see them on the board there, ladies and gentlemen. Matty Clark, Nathan Bewley on the front row, Steve Crossland, Costas Macrolos, Gunther Rowe, Hayden Crossland in Ben's car, Chris Fraser, Joseph Marnie, nice work for Joseph there up in 8th position, J-Man, and like we mentioned, Sam, multi-platform racer throughout the week into 9th, nice work, and nice work from Firth actually as well, rounding out the top 10. We got Dugdale, Mitchell, Lawrence, Worcester, Teggles, Lee Perkins, rounding out the rest of the field, 16 drivers. Awesome stuff. Welcome all of our viewers, and we love you guys supporting the drivers, the likes of Sue Clark and Lisa Tegg, Haley, Renee as well. All you guys in there barracking for the boys in the race here tonight, as always, and welcome aboard again, J-Man. Let's just have a quick sneaky peek at the points while these guys get set. Have you got that in front of you?
Yes, mate, I do. Yeah, 100%. I'll just bring that graphic up, and here we go. Yeah, so as mentioned, Harry Lawrence, equal points there at the top, 118 points apiece there, if I'm correct, and that is shared with Nathan Bewley. Matty Clark, 109 in third place there. Costas Makrolos in fourth, 93 points, 81 points to Gunther Rowe, Pete Dawson, Robbie Mitchell, Chris Fraser, Joseph Marnie, and Hayden Tegg rounding out the 10, there with 50 points.
Yep.
So that is the 10, and the list goes on from there. Obviously, Isaac, Ichikawa, Sam Carson, Crossland, Firth, Dugdale, Perkins, Rainier, Worcester, Mollier, and Wozniak round out the 20 there. So the points go down to 20th on our numbers there, but plenty to play for here tonight with these guys. And I think I did hear race control call it. And on cue, Davo, the sun's out, but it is raining.
It is raining. Look, we've got a really funny little graphic going on. Or should I say, a bit of vision here with the boys seeing a very sunny looking Interlagos with the wipers going. We will make mention, obviously, SIMRACING supporting Rainlight as always in 2026 again with a look, mystery prize once again at the end of the season. So got to be in it to win it. Jump on board. You should have already started by now. But good on SIMRACING. The good people at SIMRACING for getting on board with Rainlight Racing once again, and always bring awesome prizes, as do MATCHFIT Entertainment, major sponsor for the series here. Davo and J-Man might have a sneaky little surprise up our sleeve over the next couple of weeks, but so stay tuned for that. Anybody can win. Not long to run here, J-Man, before we get the guys on a very short formation lap. I think we've run through everything. Oh, let's just have a quick look at the calendar. You can see there, round 4, we are at Interlagos, and next week at Sebring. These things race excellently at Sebring, J-Man. So that will be awesome fun. Let's get some vision, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere, Sue, Hayden, Lisa, and Isaac, because this is going to get exciting. Buckle up. Look at the spray. It is a wet track. Oh, I'm nervous for the boys, J-Man, to be honest.
Yeah, hey, look, and full field, I just checked the grid. The full field is on wet, so no one trying to roll the dice.
Oh, okay, there you go, there you go.
It did state that it was 100% wet, so here we go. And what will this look like as they all turn up down into the centre S's for the first time in the wet? Who has done a bit of wet practice during the week? We're going to find out as we see them away. Green, green, green.
And so we're just out of the front of, I think it's Sam Carson's car, and get a load of that little bit of biff and barge there in the background. That's Marnie around, but the spray, look at it, he can hardly see a thing. And he's in 7th position. Green lights, it's go, go, go.
And look, get some vision here, though, so they can see what's going on, because the spray is intense.
Absolutely good clean start from the top end of the field there, all the way back down to, I think it is Fraser. Marnie, like we just saw, a little bit of contact into one, easily done in these sort of conditions, and had the Porsche around. Not sure where he's laying now, back into 14th position, J-Man, but look, very tidy stuff at pointy end. The spray though. Look, let's see if we can get a rear shot with our clunky LMU cameras here.
Yeah, does look interesting there, Pete Dawson. Shame to not see you out there tonight, mate.
Oh, yes.
She's
G'day,
a very
PD.
wet track out there, and yeah, great start by Matty Clark there, and a good, strong, assertive move there from Nathan Bewley on the outside into the senior S's. So we get the fight that we're expecting already between Matty Clark and Nathan Bewley. This is going to be a hell of an arm wrestle for an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh yes.
Keep updated on the VE, what it looks like. We know if someone's saving a little bit of energy, providing some time in the pit lane, we can already see there's a 1% difference between Matty Clark. She just misses the apex slightly there down at turn 1 and allows Nathan Bewley just to close that gap a little bit. So pressure on already, but there's about a 0.5% already after a lap between those cars. Now Gunther Rowe with a fantastic start there managed to hold that.
Yeah, definitely in touch there with Bewley there, J-Man. We just had cameras on Harry Lawrence's Merc actually as well. So clean start for Harry and trying to work his way through the field already up into 7th position and past Sam Carson. So plenty going on at the back end of the top 10. Exciting stuff. The field has spread a little bit, and I suspect purely, oh well, apart from this lot here, get a load of these guys. I think that's Perko, Teggles, Worcester and Marnie. They are locked together, all 4 of them.
Yeah, that's a fantastic fight going on there. I just see Nick Firth really wide down there coming out of 8.
Always, we just pick up on tags actually, just trying to get the power down, unforced little bit of a half spin there for Teggles, Marnie should I say. So yeah, tough, he's already having a tough race here, J-Man, tonight. Round 4 at Interlagos, just sneaking past Robbie Mitchell. Get back on Lawrence there for a moment.
Through on Sam Carson. Now we mentioned that on paper, the 2 really good cars around the circuit in these conditions is the McLaren and the BMW. Now I don't believe we've got any BMWs out there tonight. We do. Now interestingly enough, we've seen and he got a stop go, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but baptism by fire here. Yeah, I agree. Isaac Harry is on the move. He didn't qualify anywhere near the standard we'd see him. He was a long way back. He was around 2.1 seconds off the lap that Matty Clark had laid down, which was a very good lap. But yeah, I think Harry Lawrence late to the party here tonight. Obviously, maybe a late decision to come racing here tonight.
Awesome.
And,
awesome. Yes, definitely. It quite possibly was J-Man, if you want to just check those levels again. But look, Matty Clark not setting a foot wrong. Obviously clear track in front of him does help. Of course, Bewley hot in tow, as is Gunther Rowe, mind you. So Gunther doing a stellar job in the V-dub.
You said amazing, David.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Good solid stuff. Gunther Rowe took that Porsche. I just wonder, good field of Porsches here at Grey Light Racing on a Monday night. So obviously Gunther hitting that pack, and obviously we've got Chris Fraser tucked in behind Costas Makrolos. He'd be the second Porsche. We've got Harry Lawrence starting to make some good inroads to those guys as well. As we see, actually, who was that? That was Makrolos just running a little bit off a line, and this is going to invite
Fraser.
the Falcon liveried Porsche of Fraser.
Oh, he's going to
big around the outside, get all that drive traction down.
Yeah, I think the Porsche doesn't mind a little bit of precipitation here. It really does get its power down nicely. And yeah, look, just the slightest of mistake there from Makrolos, like he picked up there, J-Man. And Fraser passed. A good clean pass too, mind you. Lawrence is coming, though, in that big bad black Merc. Sam Carson doing a stellar job in the 720 McLaren. So nice work. Nick Firth in the background in the Aston Martin.
Isaac, I'm not sure what happened to Steve Crossland there, but he did go a long way back.
Oh yes, he's gone back to 11th. We didn't see that, didn't pick that up on camera, unfortunately. Teggles in a solid 9th position. Ken Worcester, J-Man, actually just sitting in front of Steve Crossland now, relegated back to 11th position. So nice work from Kenny Worcester there, J-Man, in that stunningly painted Mustang. And doing a great job. Doesn't mind a wet track, I suspect. So doing great. Who we got? Steve Crossland, Lee Perkins. Actually, there's an out-of-position car just tucked in there. I think it might be... Who is that? I'm not sure. I think it's an odd car. There we go. Macalos, back to the Macalos battle. And Lawrence already up on the back of the Lamborghini.
Macalos running deep down into the centre curves there, turn 1 and 2. He just
so
ended up having to take to the safety grass.
Yeah, he doesn't look comfy in those couple of corners there, does he? Particularly on the exit out of 2 there. And and Lawrence very. What a! How about the car control? Amazing. So
just looking for a little bit of tight here, but if we could just see as they came around through turn 7 there, we're just starting in a few spots on the racetrack viewers to get a little bit of pooling, so a little bit of puddling. I'm not sure whether at any point there is any rivers that flow across this track. Just starting to see a little bit of standing water. Once again, to the right of the apex, there's a little river that's running off across the road there, just as they approach turn 10. So just things to think about for these drivers as they do that.
I was going to say, if there's no rivers running across this track, I'd be surprised. So, definitely, that sort of track. Who's that? It might be Crossland. That's young Hayden Crossland in the pit. And somebody else might have been in the fence there. Actually, that might have been Steve Crossland in the Simblacks car in the fence after he'd only just snuck past Ken Worcester there. And it puts the Aston into the wall. So not ideal start to Crossy's night. Look at Taggles on Firthy, J-Man, as they come across the start-finish line.
He just got better drive coming out of 13. It started back down there, got the nice line, got all the power down. You mentioned it. Engine over the rear. Is this Porsche? Is this the right rear? You know, these things get to come out and play a little harder.
Yeah.
Hey, another notable thing going on at the moment is, with the exception of the Clark is still fully margin now, 2.7 seconds, the Bewley-Gunther Rowe, Chris Fraser battle is pretty hot. And obviously Harry Lawrence sort of got to the back of Costas Macrolos and then just started sliding the car around a little bit. So he just, as those conditions worsen, and they are clearly worse now than the start of the race, I think that's starting to affect Nathan Bewley, as I just saw him grab a big handful of opposite block as well. So just ever-changing conditions. The drivers are just going to try and be disciplined and go with it here. But
it looks wet.
Over the back of him.
It looks very wet, Jay. I think we'll get this shot here. There's one of these camera angles here, and you can... There it is there. Look at the puddle of water on the side of the track there.
Yeah.
As they come out of that corner. Here we go, we'll pick it up again there. Look at that.
Gunther Rowe now got good drive off the turn.
He's on Bewley. He's got this already. Yeah, nice pick up, J-Man. It's going to be a drag race there, brother.
Yeah, back really under brake. Very, very good.
Oh, has he got it? Has he got it? Oh, no, Bewley.
And that's in the wall, heavy, no rear wing. That is taking Bewley out. That is very unfortunate. I don't know really what else to say about that, but big accident.
Whoa. I thought he had that. Looked like he had it, and then he didn't have it, and then he had it again, and then he didn't have it. Oh my. It is on.
Unpack that. Hayden Teague off the circuit out of the centre S's, gives that back to Ken Worcester and Nick Firth. So just drops him back to P10. He was cycling on so nicely then.
Yeah, it sort of made up a couple of positions in, I think, both, well, Worcester and Nick Firth. And, yeah, for him to go back just shows you how trying these conditions are. Like you said, the weather does look like it's getting worse. A lot more spray on the track and the puddles. The rivers.
One thing to be out there driving these conditions at the moment with all the aero that these cars have got, but not the luxury for Nathan Buell. He's literally trying to pull this thing back to the pit lane with no rear wing and a lot of rear damage, and this thing, even at slow speeds, wants to rotate. I feel for Nathan in this situation, but
absolutely,
kudos to him trying to make something of this. He knows he's got to play the long game.
He absolutely does.
Fraser and Rowe, that's a good battle, and obviously Mackerel still holding down that P4 and got quite some margin actually now on Harry Lawrence. So Harry Lawrence with a mistake in there as he just goes through and runs, just trying to get a read on his last lap time.
And again, Lawrence so deep under brakes and then very quick to get the power back on and get that right foot back down. And we've seen that Mercedes very sideways a few times already tonight. We've got to get back up to Teggles here and Nick Firth. This little group of cars here racing very hard. That is Ken Worcester sitting in front in 7th position, but Teggles past Firthy again, and it is on.
He nearly threw it away though, coming out of the centre S's there. Right out on the apron there, so manages to hold off Firthy, and he'll be eyes forward again back to Wheels Inc. up to Ken Worcester. So Ken's got that Mustang in a nice position at the moment in P7. Sam Carson, obviously by way of those guys in front. Bad pick up on Sam. He just had a big handful coming up turn 10, but turn 8. Sorry. Those guys obviously with Nathan Bewley going backwards have all gained a spot.
Yeah, look, we called Marnie out having a tough start to the race. But just persistence is shone through there, and back up into 10th position. Now we're just off the front guard of this car, this Porsche Marnie's here. Just have a look at the amount of standing water on this track here. We'll just sit on this for a moment. Oh, as he ducks down, shows the nose on Nick Firth here. But just puddles are plenty. Couple of rivers running across the road, but look at the standing water everywhere on the edge of the track.
Yeah, fantastic battle going on there with those boys. They have got it all going on. Marnie, Teague, Firth. And as I mentioned, Chris Fraser getting through on Gunther Road. So, distant past. And he is actually pulling a margin now. So just watching that gap there, it was a little over 4 seconds to Matty Clark. And yeah, it does look like it's sort of plateaued. So it'll be interesting to see what the progress is like for Chris Fraser. He's obviously pretty comfy in that course right now. He's moved forward.
Yeah, nice work from Fraser actually, just to keep that all together when others have fallen by the wayside, J-Man, through, I suppose, no fault of their own, but just the weather and the track conditions on the day here. And yeah, it's just trying to stay focused and not push too hard. And it sounds simple when you say it like that, but who is that off the track there too? That might have been Hayden Crossan actually, just regathering that car up after a small off-track excursion, and we have seen a plenty of that already tonight, so he can be forgiven, J-Man. Really, can't he?
He can. And look, Costas Makalos now, I reckon that thing's just the balance of that car's come back a bit now, and he has got a ton of speed on, and he's lining up Gunther Road down the front straight. Gets out of the brake proper early. what does that look like? So very similar on VE at the moment. It's about 1% between them. The guy is using the most at the moment.
Again.
By way of how fast he is Matty Clark.
Oh, no, true that. And you just did mention Makalos there, and again, the camera's just picking him up, struggling through 1 and 2, as well. He pretty well has done the whole race so far. So that Lamborghini definitely not a happy camper when it comes to T1 and 2 when in the pissing rain. So it's a little bit of a fight still going on there between the Lamborghini and Costas Makalos. But look, he's in 4th, J-Man, and not that far behind Gunther Rose. So still a podium finish just right, only a few car lengths in front of him if we can keep all that together. Fraser's actually hasn't moved too far away from that little duo either.
He's actually just come back to the mates, and that margin now 7 seconds to Matty Clark, so it was about 4-3, so big mistake there, and look, you can let them off that at the moment.
For sure.
Won't be the last one we see from multiple drivers here in these conditions tonight, so they're obviously just exploring the absolute limits under these conditions. Obviously, we're used to seeing these guys operate in very good conditions, and
yes,
they make the most of it. But look, this one here is going to be a real challenge. I'll be interested to hear the feedback. Speaking of feedback,
wow.
We don't often dwell on the negatives, but we've got an opportunity. We do have famous Crossy. I'm not sure if he's actually still in the rig and his mic's on, but we'll give it a check.
You mate?
Hey mate, look, we'd like to drag you down here under better circumstances, but tough night out there. Just give us and the viewers a little bit of insight of how tricky this is.
It's it just bites. It just comes out of nowhere. So you got to drive about 5/10, what you would normally, I guess.
Yep.
But I thought I had it nicely under control. It was going all good. Then after the first initial spin, I thought, okay, I'll just regather, and then, but just out of nowhere, it just seems to, I don't know, you do the same thing lap after lap, and then that back end just goes, no, not this time. So,
yeah. And it changed, pretty quickly. Crossy, obviously we saw the sun out in the start of the grid, and wipers were on. Everyone opted for the wet, but hey, look, that standing order came about pretty quickly, mate. I think we saw standing order within about four or five laps. We could start to see that the cubes out of 13 on the way out of the final sector, and that they weren't available anymore. The adjustments that you had to make on the fly, Crossy, are plenty, obviously.
Yeah, and it was just all under acceleration, so it was the braking was fine. There's no grip mid corner. It's a wallowy thing, pushing. Yep. So it's all just throttle control. We had the traction up to 8 or 9, which is normal.
Sorry, I just interrupt you there, Davo. Yep. Did you get the pickup on Chris Fraser from P2, now currently back to P5, with a big mistake in the final sector that was effectively just that long loading corner heading up to 13 and ended up out in the grass. And Crossy, that's how quick it can happen. Obviously, leaning on the car a lap before, you probably thought you had the grip, turn back up there in the next lap, and it's not there.
Yeah, exactly. And Gunther was complaining how much the Porsche had been hobbled, but there he is in second.
Look, I think the Porsche looks fantastic tonight. Obviously, Gunther Rowe, Chris Fraser, we've got Marnie and Teg also featuring strongly, so maybe that bolster over the rear axle is not a bad thing tonight.
No, he's got all that. Yeah, rear end just looks solid coming out of the corners, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hey, look, well, condolences on that, mate. I know you would have expected a lot more out of tonight, but just a quick mention too. Is it young Hayden out there?
Yeah, he's running under Ben's account, but that's Hayden behind the wheel. Yeah, so it's the first run. He was really quick in practice and qualifying. He was like nipping at my heels the whole way. So, he's carrying the flag for the Crosslands at the moment.
Yeah, and, wet running, he's okay with all that?
He seems to be. He did have a bit of a moment, I think, but,
Yeah,
I'm not sure he got the... Oh, there he goes.
He just let Sam Carson through, who's currently operating out of P10, so 5 place difference between those cars. Unfortunately, Hayden's actually been through the pit lane. I think he did pick up a stop go as well, so... lots of learnings out there, mate. It's obviously it's obviously a big learning curve, this platform, and we wish him the best. And hey, look, I do appreciate under trying times for you coming down and having a chat, Crossy. And look, at least I hope you can enjoy the rest of the race from a spectacle, mate.
Oh, definitely. All good. Cheers, guys. I look forward to watching the commentary back.
Cheers. That is Crossy 43, the Sim Blacks, Aston Martin, taking a little shower. Well, he probably got a shower out there to start with, Davo, but he's just grabbed another one a little early. So, anyway,
Definitely.
Plenty out there, mate.
Definitely. Just got eyes back on Harry Lawrence, who, albeit, look, I think everyone's had a little bit of a slip up tonight except for Matty Clark. So, yeah, still holding down fourth position in front of Fraser. Like you mentioned, Bewley back out on track, who's actually just tucked in behind Lawrence's car there in the Lexi. Out of position, though, back in 14th. And look, he will just be trying to stay focused. And look, he just needs to bank some points here, doesn't he, mate?
Yeah, and I think that'll be it. You know, like there's still plenty of mistakes going to happen up the road. You know, there's nothing to say that another car doesn't end up in the fence and having to do a really slow lap in. And it could be one of his key contenders. I mean,
absolutely.
But you wouldn't wish it on anyone, and he wouldn't either. But look, it is the nature of the track at the moment out there. Really trying conditions. It goes to show how disciplined Matty Clark's been. He's holding that 7-odd second lead at the moment over Gunther Rowe, and Gunther Rowe is he's
doing a great job.
He's been up there, and then Fraser got through, and obviously got involved with that incident with Nathan Bewley, and you know we won't even bother to speculate what that looks like behind the scenes. We'll leave that to the people that sort that stuff out. But you know, nothing's racing. And Harry Lawrence, though, look, he got there quick, but then obviously conditions faded, and maybe just the engineering that car as the track really got wet, just not quite what he wants. We know the talent that he is as far as driving the car, but look, I reckon we're still going to have Chris Fraser to contend with, because he's regathered himself after that little bit of a mistake, and he had good pace.
He did, J-Man. A little group of Worcester, Marnie, Teg and Firth.
Firth with a run now.
Still very tight. Sam Carson in clean air behind them, just able to not really defend or attack, but just focus on the job at hand, pretty much, which is a job in itself. I tell you, with these sort of conditions, good work for Sam there. Look, a couple of MatchFit logos on the end plates there. Robbie Mitchell just running across the line in 11th, not too far behind, as is Lee Perkins in the Bumblebee Lamborghini. Ken Dugdale running up the hill towards the start finish, straight in 13th. And like we mentioned, Bewley actually tagged on the back of Lawrence, and well tagged on the back of Lawrence, to be honest. So
yeah, look, I think Bewley looks a little strong at the moment. He probably took the opportunity to put another set of wets on that when he repaired the car, and maybe just a little bit more square edges to those wet blocks on those tyres at the moment, because he did look really strong, and
it could help.
All he's trying to do is he's just trying to unlap himself effectively.
Firth on Teg.
Just see how much standing water there is on the outside of 13 there, and they all end up heading there, but it's just diminishing. You know, they want to get the widest line out there to let the car flow. We can see Firth, he got that better run there, and it's going to sweep on through, get back onto the race line. Very deep under brakes is Nick Firth. Can he pull it up? Oh, he does a good job, and you can see ahead a shot there. That is Marnie and Worcester, and they are going at it now. Now Marnie getting a great drive. Out of turn 2, and it runs them all the way down here to turn 3, and then comes the long sort of loaded corners. The questions are asked of the tyre: how hard can you lean on it? How much throttle application can you apply here? And then once again here, high speed, you're scrubbing off speed as you're going through these double apex right-handers here.
Oh, Marnie with overlap there, forces Worcester wide. They're both brave, big. I mean, Marnie to be in the puddles on the inside there, and Worcester taking the awkward line by running wide, particularly on that corner, because the Canberra runs away drastically as they brow the hill there. Yep. So these guys definitely slowing each other up, as you can see now. Firth starting to tag back onto the back of that battle. Jules not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's going with them, isn't he?
Definitely. That
margin static at the front. Dave O'Malley Clark's just keeps punching the numbers at the moment. He has got a 136.65 lap average.
Wow.
And that is very impressive. I think Macrolos got a 136.1 average. So Macrolos, watch for that car there. Watch for him. If he's going to keep up with those averages, what that means is that it'll be a net gain into the deficit that he's got of 3.1 seconds behind Gunther Rowe, as we just see that margin. That maybe that's Gunther Rowe coming back a little. Now, personal best sector 1 this lap for Costas Macrolos. So maybe just once again, I'm sure these cars and drivers will just find a little balance throughout the laps here as the night progresses. Still got 46.5 minutes left to run. We'll have a pit stop in this one. No doubt that it'll be for another set of wets and a bit of air, or actually, you know,
and or both.
Or does that become more important on a night like tonight? You know, to have a good
for sure
at the back end.
Marty pushing hard on Worcester. Worcester doing a stellar job here, J-Man, keeping that Mustang, a Mustang of all things, in check. I think it's the only Mustang in the field too, so nice work from Ken. Rocking the Ford badge there, and well represented is that badge here at the hands of Ken Worcester. Nice work, brother. Matty Clark, like you mentioned, J-Man, well out front. Gunther Rowe, what do you got eyes on there, mate?
Oh, just a big save from Nathan Bewley in between turn 1 and 2 as he dropped down the centre S's there. He just had a big pause off the throttle and a handful of opposite lock. And
tricky corner, eh?
Yeah, just listening to him as well, I just wonder what the strategy is. He's a smart operator, as Nathan Bewley, and he's really rolling off a long way before the corners here. He's obviously got a fair bit more energy than these guys by way of being forced to have to take that pit stop to repair the car.
Yep.
So a lap down, however, on the leaders, and I just wonder if he's just trying to strategize himself at least back onto the lead lap, and with a very short stop maybe before the end. 65% remaining with 44.5 minutes. I would think that he's possibly going to go again, but I reckon he's probably just working himself into a strategy where he's stationary for the least amount of time.
For sure, J-Man. Look, I think although these guys, you can see just on the camera shots here, quite a gap between some of these drivers here, but there's definitely strategy on just how hard they push and how they deal with these such conditions. You were talking about the stats. Marnie again on Worcester, but look, he might get the overlap there, but then the Mustang has got him through the left-hander.
Yeah, well, this is good vision from Ken Worcester as well, because he knows he's been attacked there every lap at the moment. Knows if he can live around the outside, he's got the rights to the next left-hander, and he just lives there. And you know, the more that goes on, the more comfortable he's going to be with Josie just poking the nose down there at turn 10.
For sure. And look at the punch the Mustang's got up the hill. I mean, Joseph can't get the overlap on that that left-hander at the bottom of the hill there. So it literally has to choose the same braking mark as Ken and follow him through the corner, and the Mustang just punches up the hill so hard. The Porsche's got nothing, but then it comes down to 1 and 2 here, and there again, Marnie taking a gamble, getting in that puddle on the inside, taking those calculated risks.
Yeah, speaking of risk, I've been watching Hayden Teague, and I'll be interested to know he's rolling off a lot earlier off the throttle into turn 1 in particular than Nick Firth, and there's about a % difference between those guys on the VE, and I just wonder whether he's thinking, well,
okay,
I can't quite get down
okay.
at the moment. Can I get in the pit lane by just being a little bit more efficient?
Sure, for sure. And you mentioned that with also
Nathan
Bewley was doing it as well.
He's trying to strategise himself into getting back on the lead lap here. So these guys, obviously back into it, they are very much aware of how to really make the most out of these cars now.
Now, you were talking stats before, and like the average, those average times, and I was surprised to hear the Lamborghini of Macrolos was quite a low number there.
He's absolutely smashing them now. I mean,
And
Matty Clark average has dropped to a 43.0 for a 5-lap average versus it's a 36.9 for Gunther Rowe, and then it's up to a 43.2 now for Macrolos. So Macrolos was doing really well. His has dropped. Gunther Rowe's still on a very good average. He's pulled out around about 2.5 to 3 seconds up on Matty Clark lately. So that'll be by way of Clarkie having a couple of ordinary laps by his standard in the last 19. So it's all about consistency to get those averages, and obviously those averages, when we see them as good as they were, it definitely means that they're progressing nicely up the field.
Absolutely, and I was going to say, that surprises me because he does not look comfortable in that car on a few of the corners around the track. So, again, these guys taking very calculated risks to get the times and the averages that J-Man was just talking about there. Look, hard to take my eyes off this Ken Worcester, Joseph Marnie battle. Very disciplined drive from Worcester, J-Man, and Marnie, look, just trying every trick in the book to rattle him, and it almost looks like the Porsche's trying to kill him every now and then or every other corner, but he persists. That is Nick Firth. You can see in the background there. Let's just see if we can get a camera on him. Number 8. Oh, and there goes Worcester round.
Yep.
So finally, there's
Tiggles goes through as well.
There is the mistake. That is unfortunate for Ken. He had been holding a fortress-like grip on that position, which was 6th position, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. So unfortunate stuff. Ken Worcester, he just needs to refocus and get back on it. Joseph will be taking a little bit of a breath, probably not much, because Firthy is still hot in tow in the Aston Martin, as is Tegs in the T-Rex bloody liveried. I love that thing.
I tell you what, the two most consistent cars in the field at the moment have to be Joseph Marnie and Gunther Rowe. Last 5-lap average 36.7.
There you go.
So obviously we do have the likes of Clark going out there and banking faster laps every other one, and that's that's why his average could be down if he's obviously banked a very, very quick one and then he's a long way away from it. It can adjust it, but those guys are driving well inside their limits. So I'm talking about Gunther Rowe, Joseph Marnie, and the other one that comes to mind as well was Chris Fraser as well. So he's doing a great job with a 37.2 average currently sitting in P5 as well. So
yeah, Chris Fraser doing a stellar job. There's actually quite a handful of, healthy handful of Porsches out here tonight, and they all are doing reasonably well. As we see Lawrence with Makalos in tow, that is an out of position Bewley that we have cameras on there. You can see him just tucked in behind Makalos's Lamborghini there. He was tagged on the back of Lawrence there for a while, but I mean, obviously with Makalos sneaking up behind him, he's under blue flag there, isn't he, J-Man? And he really would have had to been forced to let that Lambo pass.
yeah, good little fight going on here.
Trying conditions here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight.
Correct. Isaac Lawrence is into third, so good little battle going on there. He's moved forward nicely.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry, that was my bad. I thought it was the other way around. Thank you, Isaac. You need to be on the team, Sunshine.
Good lap.
Gunter Rowe across the line. Very disciplined drive from Gunter so far. J-Man, little to no mistakes. Lawrence up into third position. Makalos in tow. Out of position Bewley. You can see just tucked in behind him there. And that is Chris Fraser actually just coming out of the centre S's there now. So Fraser not too far behind, mate.
Yeah, look, to give you a read on where those guys are that you've just quoted, Matty Clark went through for a 46.0, 46.9 for Gunther Rowe, 46.8 for Harry Lawrence, 47.1 for Matt Cross, 47.2 for Chris Fraser, 48.3 for Marnie, and 48.2 for Nick Firth, Hayden Teague, 49.0. So that is effectively top 8. So Ken Worcester, was he come through? He came through for a 48.0, and P10 Sam Carson 48.4. So pretty competitive out there for the top 10.
It is. As we get off the roof cam of none other than Nick Firth in the 56 Aston Martin there, J-Man, and we can see that is Joseph Buddy's Porsche up in front, and looks like it is continuing to try and kill him in every other corner as he runs real wide to stay out of some of those puddles and then picks up others. But every now and then you can tell he's trying, because every now and then he just gets a big snap and does well to gather that up. Firthy, totally different line in the Aston there. You saw him run wide, creating two apexes for the left-hander just at the bottom of that little hill there, where Marnie was able to hold the Porsche tightly through the corner. So two vastly different lines from these guys to pretty much create a very similar lap time, J-Man.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's give Matty Clark here a little bit of airtime. And just watch this young man at work. Stellar job. Rarely puts a foot wrong, wet or dry. And again, masterclass here in the pouring rain at Interlagos here for round 4 in the 2026 Rainlight Racing MatchFit Entertainment LMU Season 12. Proudly supported by SimBlacks as always, and broadcast to you live on the internet here tonight by none other than myself and J-Man on the mics from MatchFit Entertainment HQ. Matty Clark, stellar job, J-Man. Just look, there's nothing spectacular to say apart from the distance he is out in the lead, because it's just so smooth to watch. He doesn't look like he's fighting the car, doesn't look upset, doesn't look out of control. It's just business as usual, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and you know, like we've seen the gap ebb and flow, but at the moment, just really performing beautifully. Last lap round 46.4. A lot of other guys at the moment falling into the, you know, anywhere from 48s to 49s at the moment. So he's just doing a really nice job with what's underneath him. He's at this point now with just over half an hour to go, he knows what he's got. He would have felt all the danger zones. He'll know where the risky parts of the track are, and you know which puddles to stay away from, and just got a real nice flow at the moment. And on a night where realistically, due to the unfortunate situation with Nathan Bewley, he needs to capitalise. You know, there was a 9-point margin between himself and the shared leaders of Nathan Bewley and Harry Lawrence, and obviously Harry Lawrence did a nice job in P3. So,
Lawrence, yeah. We're talking about Lawrence. We're just out of the in-car of Costas Marakalos tucked in behind Lawrence, and Lawrence out of 4, I think it was, a 4 or 5 there. The second of those 2 double left-handers there. Big snap of oversteer. Had the car off the track and was lucky to grab it up. Makalos gaining a couple of car lengths there, at least, J-Man.
So, still good battle going on. I think Joseph Marnie had a beautiful drive so far as well. He's done a great job. Still got Nick Firth in tow, who always drives within himself, I find. You know, every time we've seen this guy, we've both watched him for a long time. He won't overstep his own abilities, and that serves you well in these conditions.
Yeah, tricky stuff,
Dugdale and Robbie Mitchell going at it too, Dave, which is good to see.
Couple of Porsche.
Battling for 11th and 12th.
So Mitchell clearly going back to Dugdale. There was quite a healthy gap between those two cars.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, 55.7 was the last that round, and compared to Dugdale's 48, there's your margin right there, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, nice work from Dugdale. And again, it's just we talk about a lot, and it's about the focus. You know, like on a night like tonight, it is critical to just stay focused on the job. It's a bit of a 8.5, 9/10 race, isn't it, mate?
Well, Crossley called it 5/10 as we see Robbie Mitchell
I saw that.
on the exit of 13 there, and I'll tell you what, it's going to give all the incentive to
Dugdale.
Dugdale to get
Gets it done. Nice work.
Capitalising on the opportunity there.
So, yeah, so easily done. Again, calculated risks here for the boys. Like, how fast do you want to go, or how far off track do you want to be when you get it wrong? And there's the calculation. Put an equal sign after it, and you guys work it out at the wheel. But yeah, nice work from Dugdale there. Again, just keeping his nose clean, keeping the car pointing in the right direction, has slowly gained on Robbie Mitchell, and then with the slightest of mistake, now past Mitchell. Mitchell again very deep into, I think that is, they would class that as 4. The first of those 2 left-handers there. So yeah, nice work from Dugdale.
Yeah, so Matty Clark just going to start coming into a bit of traffic now as he approaches the back of that Robbie Mitchell, Ken Dugdale battle as well. So just something to think about, and heading down towards 26% on the VE. Matty Clark will be very conscious about what that looks like, and you know, we know these guys like to do it as late as possible so that they're stationary for the least amount of time. So he'll just monitor that. He doesn't want to get into any awkward situations that could compromise that 11-second lead that he has right now over Gunther Rowe.
Yeah, Gunther, again, look, we mentioned it a couple of times tonight already, doing a stellar job. A very measured.
Oh, he has a big moment.
Is he listening? Gunther, if you are listening, turn the volume down. Nearly cursed you there. But I was going to say how disciplined he's been in such shitty conditions. And we get the camera on him and he damn near throws it away. That has actually just shortened that gap between himself and Lawrence, and obviously Macrolos in tow with an out of position. Bewley tucked in behind, who has not gone anywhere.
Oh, Gunther Rowe, what's happened? He's just, another moment for Gunther Rowe down through the centre curve, so maybe that's like the tyre temps on those wet tyres, and I'll tell you what, he's about to lose some more margin to Harry Lawrence. Sorry for the cue in there, Davo, but just picked up on that. That was less than ideal for Gunther, who you just mentioned before you cursed him was doing a fantastic job.
Well, I'll just it's hard to look, the guys, it's a tough night here for everyone.
yeah. Round 5 will be a memo going out. Please, Davo, don't talk about me.
Don't talk about me, especially if I've got the mics on. Now Bewley slowly been working his way back through the field as he comes up behind Lee Perkins. Both of them very sideways.
Yeah.
And now side by side, no mucking around. Now this is a battle.
That's for position. Okay.
That is position.
P13.
Yes. And Bewley punt.
Mitchell, Nathan Bewley and co. All still now a lap down on the likes of Matty Clark as he starts to work his way through this field. So
yeah, so that's actually Fraser. You can just see in the background there. He's actually coming up on that Bewley Perkins battle there, J-Man. So they are a good ways back in this race and in recovery mode.
Yeah, 100%. So, Hayden Tegg, Ken Worcester still going at it. That's a cool little battle happening, and Sam Carson right in there as well.
Yeah.
So it's a three-way there.
So Carson, yeah, so obviously, because Taggles actually, when he went past Worcester, had quite a healthy gap on him. So Worcester clearly has either caught up or Taggles has come back to him a little bit, but like you said, that is Sam Carson that's invited himself to that party. And so now we have 3 makes, the Porsche, the Mustang, and the McLaren. And it doesn't get much closer than that from Sam Carson on the back of Ken Worcester's Mustang.
Yeah, look, and the Mustang pulling a little bit, but not a lot. Like we saw earlier, we know how strong that Mustang is up the hill.
J-Man, he's tucked under the wing of it, and the Mustang's still pulling away.
Yep. Good in the late phase, though. Definitely good.
It's a good battle here, J-Man. At this stage of the race, what have we got? About 20, a little under 25 minutes. And look at Carso looking for the overlap for the left-hander at the end of this straightaway. It's a drag race to the braking area.
Oh, and he sends it in deep. Can he pull it up? I reckon he can. Optimum line here does Worcester look for the cut back. Try and square the car up, get that tyre square on the ground, get the power down. Sam Carson does enough there. Down, in and out of turn 3.
Wow, what a pass. He literally worked on that from the start-finish line, J-Man, to get that done down into 4.
Yeah, he's got the eyes on too. Look at the gap now. He's just really starting to put pressure on Teggles now. And,
yeah, that car definitely coming on towards the end of its stint, isn't it?
just want to see what the margin is. Okay, now Tegg in a much stronger position by way of VE, so his pit stop time, once they do go in, will be a lot better than Sam Carson. There's some 4% in that. So what that means is, yeah, in and out time a lot better for Hayden Tegg. So he's got track position at the moment, and likely going to increase that if they were to stop together a little bit later in the set. So maybe an opportunity here for Carso if he can't get past, maybe get in early, get it done with still plenty of time to run, 23 odd minutes. He was good down here under brakes last time around.
He looks like he's sizing him up just like he did with Worcester the lap before. And the pressure, look how close he gets there. Into 1, through 2, out of 3 here. And this is where they're really starting to get on the torque curve hot. And it's Wrigley stuff in these sort of conditions. Doesn't quite have the run on the Porsche as he did in the Mustang. Whoa! When he has a good crack at it though. Teggles has given him the space, but only just. Plenty of wheelwork going on in the McLaren there, and he's passed.
Okay, so gets into it, relegates Hayden back to 9th, and Ken Worcester's still in the back of shot here, mate. He has not gone anywhere.
Nice work on Carso. That car definitely coming to him now. Oh, look, that's Worcester past Teggles as well.
Yeah.
Caught him napping, I reckon, there.
Yeah, slides down the inside at turn 8.
That surprises me. I just thought, I thought Teggles would have been just so focused on the back of Carso there after losing a position to him. Maybe that's what happened and just literally was not looking at his mirrors there. Run a little bit wide. Worcester just took advantage of it immediately.
Yeah,
So,
now just looking a
great
little
battle.
further up the road, Dave, I'm looking at the Harry Lawrence Gunther Road. There's around about 4% difference there as well, so that's going to favour Harry Lawrence come pit stop time, and he is right on the back of Gunther Road now, so look for a potential positional change at the pit stop time too as well.
Okay, okay. And so have you got VE numbers for Road, Lawrence and Macalos, J-Man?
Yeah, 13, 16, 20 respectfully, so it's Matty Clark on 13%, but with a 17 on second margin, it's going to cover him off for the 3% loss that he's got to Gunther Road. However, at 19% for Harry Lawrence, that's a big net gain in the pit stops over Matty Clark and Gunther Road.
And
so
what about Macalos? So?
Macalos 19% equal with Harry Lawrence, so he looks strong as well.
Okay,
So
yeah,
how far
okay.
back
Yep. Oh, he's right there.
Yeah, potential for him to jump Gunther Row as
well.
So
Yep. And they are gaining on Row, J-Man, as like a lap after lap here. Gunther had a fairly healthy lead, not even 4 or 5 laps ago, and it has slowly diminished. We're getting towards that part of the race where they can be slightly distracted with their pit stops and their VE, the energy, the virtual energy in these cars. And potentially and sometimes they do change their driving styles to potentially conserve a little bit more before the pit stop. This is what we're talking about. The strategies that go into these races, not only in a pouring down bloody rain race like it is tonight, but just in general, I think Rainlight really have got the length of these races just right, J-Man. It just forces the drivers to strategize a little bit, either conserve or not, and go hard. It's perfect.
yeah, absolutely. Now I'll just leave the floor with you for a second as I get the MatchFit abacus out, because I'll tell you something that's just popped up on my radar is Nathan Bewley at 30% VE with 19 and a quarter minutes remaining.
Oh, because he pitted so early.
He is burning up 2.7% per lap. We'll see how far that gets him. We've got a predictive 40.5 laps, so we've got another 10 laps in this. Interesting.
What are you trying to say? That Bewley car might end up back in the top 10 on the lead lap?
What I'm saying is, mathematically, if he carries on the same trend, Nathan is not stopping again, and the field
is... I hear what you're saying now. Okay. That's big.
Okay. So, obviously he's a lap down. It is comfortably going to put him back on the lead lap. So I'm looking for margin now for Bewley to Mitchell.
Okay, let's try and work out what
Around
that looks like.
13 seconds.
So what's a pit stop here? I suppose that's the next critical question, isn't it?
Yes.
Because Bewley is behind Costas Makrolos on track. He's the next car from Costas. So these guys, he's basically a lap behind these guys, nearly exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. G'day, Sam Wozniak. Good to see you tune in, mate. So versus somebody like Matty Clark, he's burning up 3.1%, and he's leading that by a long way over the field. You've got, I think, Hayden Tegg, very efficient, 2.4%, 20% energy remaining. He is not going to have to stop for very long.
I mean, these conditions do force these guys to get off it a little bit, but it's still such a challenge. The calculations, the practice, and just getting the car set up right with the amount of fuel and VE them right from the get-go to get it done the way you want it.
Look, we're going to know shortly.
Yes.
Clark is burning an average of 2.7, sometimes 2.9%. He's got 5% in the tank. He's around halfway through this lap. You're probably only going to see him run one more at best.
Okay, so we're nearly at the hour mark. So yeah, we've got a little over 16 and a half minutes now. So.
Yep. So obviously got a healthy margin around that 17-second mark. The difference, so he's going to be safe, and rightfully so, he's going to have to stop a little early. We saw him do this already, where he just banked his pace and banked on pulling enough margin to get the job done. So once again, gone out there, just really consistent, burn up plenty of VE and fuel.
Yeah.
Backed himself to actually create enough margin. Now he's shallow through 14. Does he go in? No, he's going to run one more with 4% left.
Well, he's got that. Okay, let's watch this other lot. Gunther Road, in theory, should have enough as well. We see that Porsche quite often runs short, don't we, J-Man? But not tonight. Lawrence and Makrolos all around for another lap. Whew. Get down to the business end, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Well, and just a reminder, don't go anywhere but the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Click that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe and your notifications on your way past. But yeah, give us a thumbs up and help support MATCHFIT Entertainment and Rainlight Racing alike. That'd be awesome. You're all friggin' legends once again for tuning in.
Now, Hayden Tegg, there's only 5% difference between Nathan Bewley's motor style. Hayden has really driven this thing efficiently. It's been a minute.
He has.
It's been a minute since we saw somebody do the absolute efficiency one, and I believe that was George Goddard at Le Mans a couple of seasons ago.
Oh, in the Mustang.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a standout. That's a standout.
It was. So, clearly on certain nights it's doable. But at the moment, that'd be very tight based on the numbers. But Matty Clark throws everything at the pit entry. Didn't want to lose anything at all. He was all sorts of Scandinavian flicks going on down into the entry there. As he tries
to pull that thing up, the big bad Aston Martin there, as it pulls itself back onto the jacks there. Who is that? That's Lawrence coming into the pits with Gunther Rowe going around for another one, as does Harry Costas Makrolos, should I say. So, Lawrence in, Clark in, Clark now off the jacks on the way out. J-Man. What is going to happen here? So there you go. That is Clarkie coming out just in front of Chris Fraser. That shows you how big that gap was.
Yeah, Fraser's average burn was very, very good too. So he's gone with 25%. Same with Harry Lawrence.
Oh, he's come out just behind, actually, Fraser, should I say? I spoke too soon because Matty was in the pit lane still. Oh, well, not in the pit lane, he was in the exit lane. And it is a bit of a curly one. It takes a little bit to get it out of there. So, no pressure, Chris Fraser, bro. But you do have potentially the leader just tucked right in behind you there. But Matt Clark, legend behind the wheel. And, well, he'll go easy on you. Okay, J-Man, what are we looking at? Does Gunther Rowe come in?
So what I'm looking at now with the way that it's sort of shaken out is I now get a good read on Nathan Bewley, who's around about, I think he was around about...
Gunther Rowe in, sorry to interrupt, J-Man. Makalos stays out.
Yeah, now Macrolos' car was very, very efficient. So obviously he gets to go on as late as possible. We'll see what that looks like when it shakes out.
Yeah.
But Gunther Rowe off the jacks. Harry Lawrence coming up through turn 14 at the moment. Gunther Rowe still on the limiter, sitting there at 60k an hour, which will seem like eternity.
Oh, definitely. And like I was just mentioning about Fraser, even after he can get off the limiter, it's such a long pit exit.
Here, Davo, with Harry Lawrence and Gunther Rowe.
We're on it. We are so on it, J-Man.
Yeah, comfortable for Gunther Rowe. He's up to speed there, so maybe a bit of a net gain there actually, I think, for Gunther as he exits the lane and can see Harry Lawrence in the distance. But Matty Clark, no issues there. He's just got Chris Fraser to contend with here, and Fraser doesn't have to yield this. There's no blue flags because he hasn't stopped and effectively is in position with 4%. Clarkie knows he's going, and a 25-second margin back to Gunther Rowe. There's no real threat here.
Nick Firth off the jacks. J-Man, where was his fight? I think he was with, was it Marty and Tegs? Oh, I can't remember. It was, wasn't it?
Yes. Now, expect Macrolos to come in this lap, and he's going to play himself into the fight with Gunther Rowe and Harry Lawrence. And they are quick when they come in this lane here. They absolutely gas it up coming in there.
Yeah, oh look, I'm sure it is a slippery part of the track too, mind you, J-Man, as well, after they've been out on, you know, well, I wouldn't say grippy, but the premium line, which is the race line at the moment. So Costas Makalos in as we expected. Oh, nearly contact with Fraser there, J-Man. As we see the Porsche just duck in there as well. I noticed that Marnie and Teggles snuck past on Firthy as well as he rolled out of the pit lane. So here we go. She's shaking out now.
Yeah, there goes Gunther Rowe. Where is Harry Lawrence? That is the important thing, because Costas Macrolos starting to get on the loud pedal now, coming out things. So just got to be careful here. He's going to come out.
Oh, this is close. And there goes Lawrence. So it is status quo, J-Man.
Yeah. And Chris Fraser comes out the lane just behind those guys. So
nothing's changed.
Oh, Sam, who got the stop go? That is Costas Macrolos. That is
a
shocker.
No. No.
that'll be a welcome addition to the totem for Chris Fraser, and I think Sam Carson also too, because Sam in the lane.
Oh, no. Baccalos, after all that effort, J-Man, we know how tough this race has been for pretty much the whole field. Except for maybe Matt. It seems like, makes it look like a breeze. But yeah, tough stuff. Carso just rolling out of the pit lane now too, J-Man.
Yeah, so the gap stabilised out the front now. What it looks like for Matty Clark, it looks like back to 17.5 second margin over Gunther Road. Harry Lawrence about 3.2 off the back of Gunther. Macrolos another 1.2. You can see him there. He's got eyes on Harry Lawrence. Only got 8 minutes to run. Only looking at about another 5. Maybe it goes to 6 lap. Oh, and here he comes. It does come in for that stop go that momentarily skipped my mind.
Yeah.
And
so
Chris Fraser will grab that, no doubt.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about the VE and the efficiency and the early pit stop from Nathan Bewley, and would that land him back in the top 10 at the end of the race? Well, here we can see it clearly over the back of Ken Worcester's car, currently running in 10th in the Mustang, and that is Bewley in the Tokyo Taxi, tucked well up and past.
He got no fight there from Wheels. Ken just let him go there, and I tell you what a big drive here from Bewley. You know, to go out so early and have to work back on this, he really put his head down. And look, if this is, you know, to be as far as he gets, which you know, Carso's a fair way up the road.
Yeah.
What is he's another 5.5 seconds up the road. If this is as far as he gets, he can just hold his head down. Big drive.
Oh, totally. And it just, you know, never back down, never stay down. But just, you know, just get up, get back on it, and, yeah, just get into it. No mucking around. So nice work from Nathan Bewley. What are you looking at?
Aiden Teague, Nick Firth. So, was that it?
So Teggles has made a mistake. That's Firthy pass.
Yeah. And they've got Marnie just up ahead as well. So those three will come out
the whole race
with a pretty good yarn, I think, to have after that, because they basically have spent an hour and a quarter in the wet together, the three of them.
Yes. I don't know what to say to that, but good stuff. Look, the whole race, literally 70 minutes. These guys have been nose to tail. The positions have changed somewhat, but all running in close succession for the last 70 odd minutes as we start to wind down, J-Man, because it is only 5.5 minutes to go as I look at my clock.
Who was that suited? Did he report in that he had a bit of a mistake? We haven't seen anything. He still looks good, so...
It might have been that pit entry, J-Man, because it did look a little crazy.
Yeah, that's what it'll be. It was pretty messed up. He did a good job to hang on to it. He now is lapping all the way up to 11th now. Ken Worcester next on the radar for Matty.
Hey, look, a big shout out. You were talking about a solid race from Bewley, you know, as a recovery thing, but I've got to give Ken Worcester a shout out in the Mustang. He's been under a lot of pressure for most of the race. And in a Mustang and a very wet Interlagos, I reckon he's doing a fantastic job, brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where is Sam Carson to Nathan Bewley now? We know Bewley is in the top 10. These guys are only a sweep of the camera away. Is 4.5 minutes enough? Probably not.
Well, he took a second out that last lap.
Yeah, that's close. That's close. Like, if the camera can just sweep across between the two guys, they are very close. And we'll give young Matty Clark a little bit more airtime as we just see Lee Perkins sneak out of the pit lane just behind him in the Bumblebee Lamborghini. But yeah, Matty Clark, a bit of a masterclass here tonight. No surprise, J-Man, under 4 minutes to run here in round 4. of the Rainlight Racing's 2026 MATCHFIT Entertainment LMU Season 12, supported by none other than SIMRACING, as always. Matthew Clark leading the race, healthy gap. Gunther Rowe second, Harry Lawrence in third. J-Man.
Yeah, just to reiterate, you know, like the big drive that Bewley's put on. So just think about this. You know, the guy obviously had to make a unscheduled stop with a very damaged car.
Very damaged.
On pit lane.
Yes.
And then he's come back through. We talked about him driving the car very efficiently. Now he's coming back. The carrot's in front of him, Sam Carson for ninth. The gap at the moment is sitting at 5 seconds. Bewley has a conundrum and by way of the fact that he is down to 7% VE with 3 minutes to run. So what do we got? We've got another couple of laps as he crosses the line for lap 40. And so you can see him rolling out incredibly early, albeit he wants to go fast and catch Sam Carson. He's at this point now where he's got to this position by being efficient with the VE, and it'd be a shame for him to blow it now and just run out a little short. So you can absolutely bet that he's monitoring the number to do it. But I tell you what, the number that's just blown me away is Hayden Tegg. Last lap round only used 1.6% VE. And
really?
actually he needs to, because he's on 2%, so he's short.
Oh, he's short.
On VE.
Hey, no wonder.
Short.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, Marty and
he's got to come in. Tegg's got to come in. That is unfortunate. That's going to see him outside the 10. That's going to give
Marty, Firth, Carson and Bewley another position, J-Man, at least.
Well, it's behind him now. Behind Teggy is Carso, Bewley and Worcester.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
Marty and Firth already in front. Yeah, so definitely well out of the 10. Do you think Worcester will get him?
Yes, I do. And
yep.
drive-through penalty for Lee Perkins, so that may be.
Oh, okay.
As we watch the clock run down.
Oh, and that's Perkins round one of the hairpins there at the top of the hill there. I'm not sure which corner that is, J-Man. It might be 10 or 11. I think it might be 12.
Oh, Hayden Tegg, he's come across the line with what's reading 1% for us.
Serious?
And where is Matty Clark? Matty Clark is about to start the last lap.
He stopped.
Another one.
Tegg's has stopped.
I think Tegg's
has stopped.
Yeah, he's missed it. That is just it's a calculation error.
He's crushed him. I think he just realised it, J-Man. He sailed across the start-finish line.
Yeah. Oh,
with no worries, and then realised what he'd done and literally did not get back on the accelerator after one. That car is out of juice.
Yeah, that's done.
Oh, what a shame for Tegel. Like, he might have lost a couple of positions, but he wouldn't be stopped on the side of the track. We need to get back on this Marty Firth battle, J-Man, because it is ramping up. We saw a little bit of vision there a few moments ago of Firthy having a crack.
Oh, yeah. Also, Harry Lawrence, good pickup. Isaac, all over the back of Gunther Rowe. This is the final lap too, guys. So Harry Lawrence really throwing it in there one last time, one last lap. You mentioned, obviously that's a great battle as well. And we can see the move going on outside, inside. Joseph Marnie, Nick Firth. It's a race down there. They've got one more to do. Oh.
And Firthy got him.
Oh, and Harry Lawrence is having a big look on Rowe as well.
On the outside. It's got to make it live there. He's got the overlap for the left-hander. He looks like he might have got it.
A little bit of contact. He was quite a way up, and Gunther Rowe stage right.
No, he deals with it. Gunther, look. I think
crosses the line.
Lawrence and Gunther play the same game. It's no prisoners and clean but hard. And Lawrence gets across the line, getting that last position from Gunther Rowe. Matty Clark leading across the line. Harry Lawrence second, Gunther Rowe third. Chris Fraser in fourth. Costas Makalos in fifth. Nick Firth finally sneaking past Joseph Marnie there. Look, I think we would have normally added Hayden Tegg's name in right about there, but no, unfortunately not. Sam Carson snuck up at 8th position. Bewley in 9th, and give that guy 5 more laps, he would have been right on the back of Sam Carson, I suspect. And Kenneth Worcester in the Mustang in 10th position, but yeah, just watch these boys. Nick Firth in 6th. Marnie's just like, okay, you've got it. Look at how much he's dropped off the back of Firthy there, J-Man. Firthy worked hard for that for several laps to get that done. So a nice work. Marnie chasing him across the line in 7th. Sam Carson. Look, Sam has just kept his nose clean, hasn't he? This whole race really did not show up on our radar too much.
Yeah, look, had a chat to him off camera before the race, and look, he doesn't mind the wet. Not so much experience here in LMU, but he doesn't mind the wet at all in ACC. So he was, I think, quietly confident. He knew what he had underneath him, but great job. And I just watched Bewley come across the line, and he comes across with 0.something% VE. So
timed it perfectly.
Great management, and that really shows the drive that he put on. But yeah, great job from Sam Carson. But Matty Clark, once again, take a bow, man. That was flawless performance. And Harry Lawrence, starting from a fair way back, was another good one. And to fire it down there on the last lap on Gunther Rowe. And speaking of Gunther Rowe, we will
get him up here, and we'll just mention there was a few DNFs. Tough race, tough gig, guys, viewers. So Tegs, Hayden and Steve Crossland are all DNFs for tonight. So J-Man, what do we got? Let's talk to these boys.
Yeah, so first cab off the rank, and look, I was thinking I was going to interview him second, but however, he was amongst the great battle, and he does get a podium. P3, Gunther Rowe, you got us on comms?
Yeah, bro. Yep.
Mate, no early shower for you, just a whole lot of battles out there. Just talk to us about how tricky that was out there tonight.
That was like doing a 6-hour solo. Scrunched down into 1 freaking hour. Holy cow. I'm sore everywhere.
Yeah, very, very good quali pace, and look at even better race pace there, Gunther. Finishing out, I think your last 5-lap average was 52.4, and that there, obviously a little bit of a slip, a little bit of contact in the final sector there with Harry, but look, good racing, and obviously big moment early in the race too with Nathan Bewley.
I was just driving along, and he just came in on me.
Yep.
And then I tried to avoid like anything more, and I thought he caught it, and then he slid off. But I definitely felt like I was just driving straight. I mean, I haven't had a look at the replay or anything yet, but yeah, that was a bit sad. But he was pretty tail happy too, I must admit. I mean, we all were a bit, but yeah. So
yeah. Hey, look, the Porsche look really, really good. Obviously, we've got a good fleet of Porsches out there at the moment, and they all perform really, really well. But yourself, you really had a handle on that tonight, and pretty much, I think, a well-deserved podium, and look to be with a lap to go in control of that second. But fantastic racing once again, Gunther, and by Rainlight Racing. What a great format, mate. Well done.
Oh, thank you. I mean, honestly, I actually thought I was going to come out when the pits washed out, because the car doesn't use VE like anything else, so it's always one of the thirstiest on tracks. So I just thought I'd lose that in the pits because the boys were so close behind me. But then I sort of came out, and Matt was still the only, I guess, unpitted car in front of me. So I don't know if Harry maybe grabbed some tires or something, because he definitely had some hell of a pace afterwards. Dropped to 44 in there. So
yeah. Yep, no, we'll no doubt we'll find out shortly, mate. But once again, fantastic result, buddy. So yeah,
awesome.
Enjoy that well-deserved break after that one.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers for the streams, boys.
You're welcome, mate.
Thanks, Gunther.
So that is Gunther Rowe from P3. Fantastic drive once again, and great to see this guy back in the field and once again back in the podium. Harry, you got us on comms, mate?
I sure do.
big drive tonight, mate. Look, we heard the footy got cancelled, and cue Harry Lawrence late to the piece. Mate, talk to us about the qualifying and then the run back through that field in those conditions.
Yeah, qualifying had to end early. I had to eat dinner, so I couldn't do a competitive lap, but I don't think it would have mattered. I'm not the best at Interlagos in the dry. It's possibly my worst track on the game. But as for the race, yeah, that was really fun. Avoided all the incidents on the first lap and was able to get a nice groove behind Costas for most of the first stint.
Yeah, and talk to us about that. Even, we saw you in there and made some good gains, and then Davo picked up on the cams there a couple, like you actually got there quite quickly, and then just watching, I think in particular through turn 4, a few big slides, you look like you're well in control, even though the car looked like a four-wheel drift at times. You got there and then it sort of plateaued for a bit. Was there a conscious mindset about maybe VE or just getting into the groove at that point once you got behind Costas?
Not particularly. I was just trying to find which lines work. I thought the wet lines would have been a bit more a bit more of an advantage tonight, but kind of once I got behind Costas, I was a bit stuck. It's a bit more difficult to drive behind people in the wet, and yeah, I mean, until he made a mistake, he was definitely going to stay ahead of me.
Yeah, and the big move, mate, with on the last lap, opted to really just throw caution to the wind and go to the outside of 10 there, mate, and Seifert was it was 10, and Seifert would stick 8, turn 8, and Seifert would stick, so you had rights to the next left-hander. Had you thought much about that move before you did it, or it was spontaneous?
Well, I got a massive squeeze into turn 1, which I'm not too worried about, so I knew if I wanted to make it work, I had to be a bit aggressive and also opportunistic in the move, and I noticed on the last 2 laps he was a bit conservative into that corner, so I just hung it around the outside and got it enough up on the inside. He tried to give me a bit of a squeeze, but there was just a little bit of contact that I couldn't really avoid doing. Tried to leave him as much space as I could for that bit.
Yeah, mate, you're well up on the curb at that point, like you guys were side by side, both committed to it, but I thought it was a ballsy move going to the outside into the right hander. You backed yourself and it paid off in the end, mates. And look, on a night that obviously Matty Clark was really, really hammered down in light of the point situation, and I don't know what the footy schedule is, mate, but geez, I hope you're back next week.
I can confirm I will be here next week, and then it's the 16th that starts, so
Awesome.
Get one more week of me.
Oh, good stuff, mate. We love it. And hey, fantastic drive. Always appreciate the drives that you put on when you're a little further back, whether it be by choice or whatever reason, mate. It's always fantastic to watch you unleash the pace of that Mercedes around here. So well done on the P2, Harry Lawrence. We always appreciate having a chat to you, mates. And any sponsors, family or friends you want to give a shout out, mate?
I guess we'll thank the boys over at Impact Sim Sport. Even though they're not LMU people, they're a good bunch who support me in everything I do.
Yeah, awesome. So there you
Perfect.
go. Impact Sim Sport. Well done. You got a top-notch bloke at the controls here tonight in LMU. Well done, Harry Lawrence, mate. Appreciate the chat. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
So there you go, P2. Anyway, Texas Brisket. Fire up the Barbie. Here comes Matty Clark.
Go on.
Mate, I think the only real dramatic moment I saw out of you tonight was the entry. Sue tells us that you maybe clipped a bit of curb, but man, serious pace in the wet, Matty. I had to talk to you earlier on. You were sort of giving us a little bit of insight and didn't really, play it up too much, but man, you had some pace out there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, I feel confident in the wet in this game. I've done online races and generally had good pace, but I wasn't sure how other people were going to be. But I guess it does translate that, yeah, I have good pace in the wet, at least at Interlagos. It's hard to say with other tracks, but it feels like it's all in the throttle control. all the pace is just, if you can have any amount of throttle down without activating the TC, you're gaining time.
Yeah.
And I think that's just where I do well.
Yep. And so how busy are you out there tonight, Matty? Obviously going fast anyway, you know, in relation to the field. A lot of big burn. You clearly got different injectors in there than some of the cars out there, because your VE burn is phenomenal. It's not efficient, put it that way.
I was even trying to feel safe. I tried to learn a little bit about like short shifting and shit. It clearly hasn't worked.
It didn't work at all, bro. Didn't work at all.
Like honestly, but you played that, you know, run rabbit run game again that we've seen you do before. You know, make that margin, and you know, when you come in with 17-18 seconds, obviously you've covered it off. You know, it's not that dramatic for the other guys, but you know, early in the piece we saw a good 4 to 6% between yourself and maybe some of your rivals, and so we knew that would be a sort of net game, but it was never going to be enough. But how busy are you in respect of what controls have you got out there? You know, I'm talking about brake balance, biased. You know, do you have the ability to set any rolls on the fly on these things? You know, just talk to us about how busy you are out there with the adjustments and stuff.
Definitely can do it. I personally am not that busy. Sometimes I'll remember to drop the brake bias rearward 2 clicks mid-race, but most of the time I generally just forget to do it. I definitely didn't tonight. In the wet, I don't think it matters that much, because you're not pushing the car to the limit. Like, there was definitely more pace than any of us were putting down, but it's having the confidence that you can actually do that without killing yourself. So I was more just raw focus on making as little mistakes as possible than the minutiae of playing with the setup mid-race. In the dry, I would say I think about it more, but even then, I'm sure other people are doing more than I am. I'm pretty bad with all that stuff, honestly.
Yeah. So okay. So out there, so it's the driver input. So one would lean towards that's just your discipline, and then maybe your line choice. We heard Harry talking about he was searching for the go-kart line that didn't really work here. I think we, you know, maybe talked about
We did.
It doesn't really.
I don't think it's a thing.
It doesn't function in this game. However, he did go searching for it. So, you know, obviously we saw sunshine and falling rain on the grid in the formation, and then within 4 to 6 laps, it got particularly bad. And I think, you know, that's when we saw, other than yourself, the field shuffle a bit, you know, because clearly people's cars were operating different with the heavier rainfall, maybe the driving style. But you seem to just maybe adapt and go with that on the fly, Matty. But did you, you know, after maybe lap 3 or 4, did you find you had to really consciously be a little bit careful as the standing water started approaching?
100%. There was two bouts. It got the heaviest it was as far as like wet conditions was definitely in that first like 10 to 15 minute range.
Yep.
But there were 2 bouts of heavy rain throughout the race, sort of in the like starting the the 2nd, 5th, and the 4th, 5th of the race where it was raining the heaviest. It definitely got real slow and real slippery. Like you were saying, after 5 to 6 laps, when the rain really picked up early, I obviously had the advantage of no spray, so it was much easier for me to just drive my race than I'm sure it would have been for the guys battling second back.
Yeah. And remind me to throw it out there to the rest of the field that where MatchFit is taking bribes for not telling Matty Clark that it was going to rain in the race session before he knew next week.
Definitely. Yep. just email me. I'll send you the dates.
Yeah. But hey mate, I'll give you the opportunity to thank your sponsors, your friends, family, or whoever you like. But what a fantastic performance. Another P1 for Matty Clark, and just edge that gap closer to the top of the table there, mate. Well done. Floor's yours.
I think I might have taken the lead now.
Oh, yeah, I think you would have, because Bewley...
I have a feeling, because it was 9 points.
Yeah, 9 points. Harry Lawrence in second.
And Bewley well back.
Yep. I don't actually have anybody to shout out this race. No, I'll give a shout out to Jost. That was a solid performance in the wet.
Yes. He had a good race, actually. He had a lot of battles going on there. Did get turned, I think, lap 1 T1, but good comeback and fought all the way to the end with Nick Firth for a good finish.
Yeah. No, I'm keen to watch it back and see those battles. See the battle between Harry and Gunter to the line. That looked crazy.
Oh,
Just
epic!
at the
Yeah,
top.
yeah, it was fantastic, mate. But yeah, a lot of good trading there. Those the mid-pack boys always putting on a show, and then Harry Lawrence and Gunther Rowe right at the end was fantastic.
He's a great
Always,
mate.
Yeah.
oh, unbelievable. So,
I
but
get-
anyway, the honours are all yours tonight, Matty. Once again, so well done, and mate, enjoy the replay because there was plenty going on, and we'll let maybe Davo pay some bills, and yeah, thanks heaps, buddy.
Thanks, boys. Appreciate your time always, and thanks for what you do. I love it. So,
Awesome, Matty. Awesome, bro.
see you next week.
Nice
Yeah,
work.
man.
Good on you, Matt. Definitely.
That's Matty Clark from P1 here at Sao Paulo, Interlagos.
Excellent. What a race, J-Man. Look, I would say, and you would say, what a great race, because we talked about this pre-broadcast. It's just like, oh, apparently it's going to rain. The boys will be disappointed. And you and I both said, well, we won't. Because
we were always in for a show.
we were loving it. So, yeah, but look, challenging conditions for the boys. And look, this is what it's all about. Something a little bit different. And what a place to do it here at Interlagos here for round 4 in the 2026 Rain Light Racing LMU series, sponsored by MatchFit and supported by SimBlacks. J-Man next week. Look, I should know where you know where it is? Sebring for round 5. Thank you, Rainlight, GAMAFLARE, MatchFit Entertainment, Supercars NZ, Sky 83, and all and everyone that supports us for what is 4 streams a week. J-Man, where are we going tomorrow night? Have we got this? We've got some detail about MatchFit's week. Let's have a quick look.
Yep, for sure. I can tell you that Tuesday, if we just have a quick look here. Yeah, thanks, Sue. Appreciate you as always, Gino. We do really enjoy the inputs that yourself
Absolutely
gives us. Davo, what have you got for Tuesday? Supercars NZ. Where
Yes.
are we going?
Look, I don't even know where we're going, but it is Supercars NZ.
Okay, I
J-Man.
can tell you we're going on Wednesday in the 992 Porsche Super Cup. We're going to Winton. I believe.
Winton, yes, for
Yep.
ASRNZ. That's correct. Yep.
And then Thursday, back again with ASRNZ.
With a bit of back with ASRNZ, but with a bit of ACC this time. So much going on, J-Man. We got a little bit of iRacing, we got a little bit of LMU on a Monday night, we got a little bit of iRacing through the middle of the week, and then we got some ACC to round off the week. Plenty going on. Like I said, hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Please subscribe and hit your notifications. Thanks everybody that has joined in, obviously, in the chat box. Isaac, there's too many to list. Isaac, Lisa Taggs, Sue Clark, Regular, there, Haley, Renee, PD, friggin' J-Man, too many to mention. Oh, Nick Firth, J-Man's even in there. And obviously Wally Baker towards the end of the stream as well. So thank you everyone and all, and we will see you next week at Sebring for round 5 here on a Monday night. Bye for now.
For now.